Good afternoon. This is TTX Talk. I'm Nate Petrie, VP of Sales, and today I got Brandon Kinney, our CEO. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Today we wanted to talk about our brand vision. So, Brandon, it's your vision to guide us in. So, what is that vision that we have for the market?
When we rebranded the company in 2014, one of the things that went along with the new brand name and all the things that we added to it was a reestablished brand vision. And that vision was to be the most trusted partner in our market.
Yeah, that's a lofty goal.
It is.
So how do we kind of judge ourselves and how we're doing in there? How do we measure ourselves to be the most trusted partner?
Well, because it is so big, it's aspirational and it's hard to measure. One of the mechanisms we implemented was the 4 C's, and it was just a way of kind of distilling down, adding meaning to what it means to be trusted. And the idea was when you trust somebody, whether it's a friend or a spouse or a mechanic is an easy one. We all want to have a trusted mechanic. What makes you trust them? And so we came up with the 4 C's, which are character, consistency, capacity, and competency.
Cool. And so the 4 C's of trust, that's great. It helps us measure ourselves. You want to talk about those in a little bit more detail? So competency, what's that mean for our most trusted partner?
Yeah, well, along with most trusted partner, it's most trusted partner in our space, of course, which is IT project work and support. So the competency is the ability to provide expertise around the products that we sell and support. So the clients, in order for them to trust us, we have to have a demonstrated ability to work on those things, which are complicated, which could be, I guess, a 5th C, but it's complicated stuff. So we need engineers, sales folks, operations teams, project managers that have the right kind of competency, the right kind of skills.
Yeah, sure. And so back to your analogy, right, that we do use about being a mechanic. My favorite part of the analogy is capacity. So what's capacity mean to us?
Yeah, well, we have to have the resources to respond in a timely fashion. And we need to have, when there's a client need, to respond at the right time. In the analogy of a mechanic that we use often, you could have somebody you have a really trusted relationship with, but if they're not available to help you, then it's very hard to use them or recommend them. So we've got to be ready and, with open arms to accept the client need when it comes.
Yeah. Yeah, and being the most trusted partner for me is a lot like being the most trusted father that I can be. So consistency really hits home for me, being a consistent dad. So how does consistency play into most trusted partner?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too, for sure. And it's been one we've highlighted during this COVID season this year. I felt like, and I've communicated to the company, our mission has really been to be consistent for our clients when so many other things are not consistent. It's been a very inconsistent year. We didn't feel the need to front end our automated attendant or our email systems with, hey, just so you know, here's where we're at with everything. Our desire was just to be exactly the same as we were last March, as we were this March. So respond at the same time, answer the phone the same way. And again, with the mechanic, the idea is it's something that is repeatable. It happens every time you have an expected result from something. And so that comes down to our systems and the way our protocols and how we operate, that we do things in a way that people would expect.
Yeah. And you can't be any of those things without character. So the 4th C, if there was an order, would be character.
Yeah.
So talk to me about character.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's the bedrock of all of it. We've defined character. I should say character is a kind of a cliche word. So it means more in a personal context, but in a business context, I think a lot of people are used to organizations saying they value character. It's easy to say, harder to do. But we've defined it as being fair, moral, honest, ethical. So that seasons the other C's, because if we're not, we don't have the character in the first place, then those other things suffer. But we want to be an organization that can be trusted because we have the moral fiber and character to be trusted and to do the right thing. One of the other ways that we distilled the 4 C's was to imagine the client in the room with us when we make decisions. And we have that up in our conference room in the office. And it's a great moral compass to picture that person sitting right next to you. It's a lot easier to make the right decision. And there's a lot of character in that, doing that even when that person isn't there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here with me today and walking through our brand vision and how we kind of measure ourselves to that. And we'd love to have the opportunity to talk to you more about this. We're very passionate about how we go to market and how we support our organizations and partners that we support that ultimately turn into, raving fans because of our focus on these things. So thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Talk to you next time.
See you.